What's happening? What's popping? What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another great episode of Simone with the Sports. I'm Simone, bringing you guys a daily sports talk. So if you're new here, if you're old here, you haven't already subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you stop what you're doing. Make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you keep rocking with me. Also, make sure you turn on your notification bell because the videos are coming like boom, 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 boom. Especially now it's playoff time and you don't want to miss a single video or a single live stream. Also, make sure you check out the links down below. The first link is to buy me a coffee to help fuel this channel, help fuel the Sixers to the championship. The second link is to shop the official Simone with the Sports merch collection. Get you the SymoneWithTheSports classic tee, you know what I'm saying? Or get you the wavy tee if you're a wavy girl, you're a wavy guy. The last link is to subscribe to our podcast, Tough Calls, where me and Dylan have some of your favorite sports analysts, reporters, former and current athletes chop it up with us on the pod. Guys, the Sixers took this one 125 to 118 over the Washington Wizards. Guys, what a thriller of a game. That game was so... I knew it was going to be a good game. You got Bill, you got Russ. We're going to get to Russ in a minute because I wasn't impressed by Russ, okay? But we'll get to him in a minute. You got Bill, you got Russ, you got Embiid, you got Tobias, you got Ben Simmons all out on the court. You knew it was going to be a great game, but I didn't know it was going to be that close of a game throughout. The Wizards took several leads throughout the game. Had me a little shook. I'm going to get into all the notes in a minute. But first, let me just say, that was such a fast-paced game. I just love the intensity of that game. I didn't think it was going to be that exciting game one, but it was super exciting. The intensity, the fast-pacedness. The Wizards definitely kept the Sixers on their heels by keeping up that fast-paced intensity, getting Embiid in foul trouble early. Embiid had 2 fouls in the first quarter. He had his third foul early in the second quarter. So those guys were definitely trying to get to the rack. Bill was getting to the rack. Also, Gafford was able to get some work with Embiid off the court. Alex Len as well. But guys, we're going to get into my notes because I tried to take notes throughout the games with the stuff I wanted to share with you guys. So let's get right into it. First of all, big congratulations to our guy Tobias Harris. Tobias went off. He had a playoff career high of 37 points. Shout out to Tobias Harris. And the thing is, Embiid played great. Ben played great. Seth played great. But Tobias played out of his mind. And if we have if we have at least one guy out of Embiid, Ben, Tobias, and Seth playing out of their mind each game throughout the playoffs, we're going to be scary because Embiid was amazing, but he was quiet. Ben was great, but he was quiet. Seth went off and got heated, but it was still quiet. So the fact that they were still amazing but quiet, wait till those guys wake up. Well, they woke up, but wait till those guys are putting on a show. Then the Sixers are going to be scary. Tobias had his night. Now I'm excited to see who's going to be that guy in night 2, night 3, game 4, and then throughout this series. But game 1 goes to Tobias Harris. Tobias was doing it all, and Tobias Harris was being checked by Rui Hachimura for majority of the game. But I'm gonna get into all the matchups in a minute, all the matchups that I saw. So Tobias Harris, he had 28 points in the first half alone. Mind you, at the half, the Wizards were up 62 to 61. Tobias Harris had 28 in the first half of the Sixers' 61 points, okay? And the biggest thing that I was noting was the fact that we had to get game 1, especially at home. I didn't want to lose game 1. If we lost game 1, I still thought we would have won the series, but I didn't want to lose game 1 because, especially at home with the fans all there, because that was just going to put the momentum in the Wizards' favor. Even the Wizards being this close, because the Wizards, they had a lot of opportunities on offense late. That was the scary part. They had a lot of opportunities. They were just missing. Russ Brick was missing. Russ was open. In that last play where there was 25 seconds left, 5-point differential in the score, when Ben clamped down on Beal and Russ was wide open. Russ was open for a reason because Russ been bricking the whole game. Y'all, I didn't see Russ do anything positive. And I love Russ. Disclaimer, I love Russell Westbrook. I love what he stands for. I love him as a player, just an individual player. I support Russ. Obviously, there's a lot of guys in the NBA that you just support just because the NBA is definitely more individual sport. But there's no shade to Russ. I usually see Russ do fantastic things, but today it was just turnovers, bad passes, brick shots. I didn't see anything impressive for Russ. Obviously, Bradley Beal was their guy tonight with 33 points. But the thing that scared me about the Wizards had a lot of opportunities. We were giving them a lot of opportunities on their offensive end. They just weren't knocking those down in those clutch times. So that has me scared because they actually had those opportunities. But guys, we got game 1 at home. Let me know, was anybody in the building? If you were in the building today, you know, let us know down below so we can know who my subbies were in the building today. But yeah, so the thing I really liked about the Sixers, everyone was getting involved. Tobias was working pretty much the whole game. They had Russ, they had Bradley Beal on Ben Simmons. They had Danny Green on Westbrook for part of the game. Simmons was on Beal for part of the game. Rui was on Harris. Matisse was on Bradley Beal for part of the game. BERTANS was on George Hill for part of the game. And then we know Gafford, of course, down low. Gafford did a little bit of work on Tobias as well with Embiid in foul trouble. Gafford definitely, you know, took advantage of that. But yeah, Tobias had his playoff season high, playoff career high, which was huge. Like I said, Curry, Tobias, they were knocking down shots when Embiid was getting double teamed, and that's huge because you know they're going to send the double and the triple teams on Embiid, so you got to have those shooters that are able to take advantage of being wide open, and Curry was doing just that. Obviously, Tobias Harris was doing just that as well. When Tyrese Maxey got his minutes, I loved what I saw from Tyrese Maxey. Yeah, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Tyrese was going right to the rack as he usually does. Like what I saw from George Hill as well, trying to slow the game down there. We had our all bench lineup, but they did not do bad. I know a lot of you guys were worried about the all bench lineup, but I like what they did. Also, Dwight Howard held his own as well because Dwight Howard had a lot more minutes with Embiid getting in foul trouble early, and Dwight Howard definitely held his own down low. Russ had 16 points. Like I said, I would have expected to see more from Russ. Maybe he's going to heat up later. Those guys did just play the other night, so they had to give their all just to get into the playoffs. So maybe Russ was tired, and Bradley Beal was definitely the guy during the game. Bradley Beal and Danny Green were matched up a couple of times. A couple of times Danny Green was on Bradley Beal, and you can see like when the camera zoomed in, Bradley Beal and Danny Green was having, you know, some friendly banter. It was getting kind of, you know, those guys when one would get the best of each other, they had some little friendly, cute banter. So you love to see that. But this game was super fast paced. The thing that the Wizards did to stay in the game was keeping the tempo super high, keeping the transition offense extremely high. It was just a matter of whether they were going to knock down those shots on that end. Bradley Beal was like a wizard the way he, I didn't even mean to do that, y'all. I didn't even mean to do that. I didn't even mean, you get it? Bradley Beal was like a wizard. He was like a magician, the way he was working in the paint, especially with a lot of bigs that was thrown at him in the paint, whether it was Dwight Howard, whether it was Embiid. Bradley Beal was extremely patient down low, extremely patient in the post, and he had a lot of good moves down low, working, and of course he was working from deep as well. So Bradley Beal's have to be stopped, especially since Russ wasn't on. He had a lot of clutch passes, Russ did. Speaking of clutch passes, Matisse Thybulle had a lot of good passes I saw today. But Russ, the fact that the Wizards kept it so close does have me a little bit nervous because, like I said, they had a lot of opportunities. They just didn't knock down their shots. Then when they had guys extremely capable of knocking down shots when it comes to BERTANS on the floor, Beal on the floor, and Russ on the floor. So I'm a little bit worried that, you know, it was just a 5-point game and they could have, you know, kept it close. But let me know what you guys think. Is there anything else that I wanted to say? Yes, like I said, we had a week off, so maybe we were a little bit rusty, but we weren't rusty at all. Like I said, the defense could have just locked out a little bit more for me because, like I said, the Wizards had a lot of opportunities, in my opinion, but of course, Embiid was in foul trouble early. Yeah, Russell Westbrook just didn't impress me. We're going to see if he turns it up later. I'm super excited, super hyped. We got 3 more games today. That's the thing about the playoff season, baby. You get games all day. So I'm super excited about these matchups for the rest of the day. I'm super excited for the Lakers Suns. All those stars on the court. I'm super excited for Hawks Knicks. That's going to be a bloodbath. Not as excited for Memphis Jazz, but I like to see Ja Morant play. So I'm going to be tuned in, tapped into there. I might go live for Hawks Knicks just because you guys know Dylan is a Hawks fan and he might want to go live during the game, but it just depends. But let me know what you guys think. I'm super hyped. This is a way to get my Sunday started. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you keep rocking with me and keep rocking with the Sixers. Turn your notification bells on because you already know the videos is coming like boom, 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 boom. And it's up. Talk to you guys next time.